Hello everybody and welcome back. As always, I am Mateo311 and this is your channel for everything VR related. May continues to be a good looking month as we have over 15 new games to go over, plus there's a few surprise announcements incoming that I'm not allowed to mention just yet, but I will hint about along the way. Now, no matter what type of VR gamer you are, this month has something for everybody with story-driven shooters, open world survival titles, an array of different puzzle experiences, plus a few free-to-play games. Now, I will of course be featuring VR titles from all major platforms, and there are of course links and timestamps if you want to skip ahead, but before we jump in, this video is brought to you by my long-term sponsor, Kiwi Design. I don't take sponsorships on this channel lightly, and I truly believe in the products they deliver. From a comfort, performance, and price perspective, Kiwi's Quest 2 Elite strap is hands down my favorite, and they now sell options with both battery packs and advanced headphones. They also have a huge array of other products, like cable pulley systems, link cables, index-like straps for the Quest 2 controllers, and even a few items to help tidy up your room, like their brand new Quest 2 charging stand. There's a link to the Kiwi site down in the description, and don't forget to use discount code Mateo311 for 5% off and to help support this channel. Okay, so like normal, today's videos will be going in chronological order, and up first we have the free experience modules. This is an art-driven experience where architecture, sculpture, film, and music all blend together. There's currently 11 rooms to explore with unique audiovisual installations, plus the artist commentary on every project, but this title will be expanding over time and will eventually take on more game-like features. So if you're looking for a unique VR experience, go ahead and download modules. Now, if you're looking for a traditional story-driven experience, we have Propagation Paradise Hotel. You'll find yourself trapped in a hotel with zombie-like creatures while making a desperate attempt to find your missing sister. Throughout the title, you'll have to gather resources, solve puzzles, and carefully choose when to avoid or engage the enemy. This horror-themed adventure title is not only designed to deliver a compelling story, but also get your adrenaline pumping. Now, if you truly enjoy zombie slaying in VR but want to do it with friends, we're getting the full release of Requisition VR. Up to 4 players can work together, defending themselves against an onslaught of incoming zombies. Just about anything you find in this world can be crafted into a weapon, and you could even make some Home Alone style booby traps. This is an extremely fun and truly unique mechanic that leads to the creation of some zany weaponry. Now, if you eventually get bored of killing zombies, you can switch over to a 4-person deathmatch mode, which will have you beating each other up like it's the main event of WrestleMania, right before things take a darker turn, and you start crafting shivs and pipe bombs. Now, if you enjoy unique mechanics but want something a little bit less violent, we have Rogue Ascent. Rogue Ascent is a fully hand-tracked shooter that relies on motion gestures. While that might sound like a strange experience to wrap your head around, it ends up working quite well in VR. Without using a controller, you can finger gun shoot your enemies, raise your arm to generate a shield, and just naturally interact with the world around you. There's also multiple different unique boss fights, plus online leaderboards so you could show off just how good you are. So if you're looking for a unique shooter, go check out Rogue Ascent. But next up, we have another free experience from Starcade Arcade. This is the same studio that gave us Virus Popper and Space Slurpees, and now we'll get StarRaver, a free sci-fi music experience that lets you hang out with your friends. There's 5 separate minigames that you can experience together, plus a virtual concert. Now, even if this title doesn't sound like your style, for the low price of free, you might as well go check it out. But moving on, the absolutely huge title Walkabout Mini Golf is finally making its way onto the PlayStation VR2. Most VR gamers are already familiar with this title, as it's just amazing, good old wholesome fun. The title does an amazing job of simulating real-life physics, but then throws you into a world of ever-expanding over-the-top golf courses. It's just an amazing, chill way to hang out with some buddies online, and even if you stink at mini golf, just like me, you'll still have a good time, and I'm really excited to see that PlayStation VR2 owners are finally getting this experience. But speaking of finally getting something, the slightly delayed puzzle title, Another Fisherman's Tale, should finally be releasing. It features a beautiful world to explore, a poetic storyline to experience, and unique VR puzzle mechanics that will have you detaching, replacing, and controlling your hand from a distance. The original Fisherman's Tale was a surprise hit that truly knew how to show off VR, and it looks like the sequel plans to bring much more to the table. Similar to the next unique title, Humanity. Humanity has us taking on the role of a dog who must shepherd mankind from their own demise. Similar to the classic title Lemmings, legions of people will just blindly march on, and you'll have to direct them through a large array of different obstacles. Now, not only am I a huge fan of this type of gameplay, but there's also a really intriguing art style here. Watching so many characters on screen at the same time is almost mesmerizing. And to make things even better, the title is releasing with a level editor, so you could design your own unique or extremely challenging puzzles, and then share them with the rest of the world. But if the pressure of leading countless humans gets to you, we have Morel's Homestead. This is a sandbox adventure title that allows you to build the farm of your dreams. You'll get to grow and harvest crops, drops, explore and dig up treasure, create a thriving market, and tend to the needs of a large array of different animals. Now, our next title isn't officially releasing for VR just yet, but its flat screen version will be available in May. Now, I wanted to mention this puzzle platformer Tin Hearts just to make everyone aware of it. Now, Tin Hearts will be coming to all major platforms this summer, and it's coming from the same publishers who just gave us the truly unique experience, The Last Worker. But if you're looking for more action out of your VR titles, we have Dead Hook that appears to be a combination of Doom meets Spider-Man. Not only are you blasting through a huge array of demonic creatures, but also swinging around the screen like a maniac. Now, this roguelike shooter experience promises some brutal combat, captivating storytelling, plus over 100 buffs and permanent upgrades, making every single run unique. Now, overall, I'm cautiously optimistic on this title because it comes from Joyway, a studio known for not really finishing games, and this is also a reworking of one of their previously discontinued titles, Outlier. Now, I actually enjoy the mechanics of Outlier, so I'm going to try and remain optimistic for this game. Now, if you want to change things up, we have the educational experience, Discovering San Guisto. This is Chapter 1, The Unveiling, which will take us back through time to an ancient Roman settlement in northern Italy. 3D reconstruction has been utilized to make this an authentic, immersive experience, and it should be a nice treat for all the history buffs out there. But if you just prefer to play games, we're also getting the Hero Shooter X8. Battle it out in some 5v5 combat, where you embody an array of different heroes, all with their own unique special abilities. Now, this is a tried and true formula when it comes to flat screen shooters, but the only VR competition currently out there is Larcenauts, which sort of missed the mark. So hopefully X8 figures out the best way to utilize both VR and motion controls to make the best hero shooter experience. But if you prefer single player, we have the puzzle-filled adventure title Firmament. This is from the creators of the classic Myst and Riven titles, and after years in development, we're finally getting some beautiful, highly immersive environments, some brain-scratching puzzles, and a truly unique world to explore. This is basically a spiritual successor to the original Myst, just made for the next generation. Now, as much as I can't wait to explore the unique realms in the world of Firmament, I think I'd rather break into my neighbor's house in Hello Neighbor Search and Rescue. This lightly horror-themed puzzle game will take on a whole new level of creepiness in VR. You'll be switching between 3 characters, all with their own unique items and skills, in order to outsmart the game's AI and make it downstairs to find out what's going on in the basement. There's some cute storyline moments, non-linear exploration, plus a little bit of jump scares waiting for you. The original flat screen game has a bit of a cult following and did well enough to produce a sequel, so I'm really curious to see what the studio will do with a VR project. And finally, we have the opportunity to hunt down some trolls. This VR action-adventure title will have you exploring a harsh environment, studying trolls, setting traps, and ultimately hunting them down to protect the civilian population. Set in 1980s Scandinavia, you'll be using your wit, trusty shotgun, and some DIY devices to take down your enemies. Now, I honestly don't know what to expect from this game, but there is a demo available if you want to go ahead and check it out. Now, there's 2 other VR titles releasing this month that I either don't have the release dates of or just can't officially release them yet. The first on that list is the arcade slasher Crimen Mercenary Tales, which aims to be a fun and humorous adventure featuring comic book inspired graphics and set in a wide array of authentic 17th century European environments. Now, this is another title that I am skeptically optimistic for. The humor could fall flat and the action just becomes a boring hack and slash, or it could be an exciting experience from beginning to end. So I'll definitely need to jump into this one to see what we're dealing with. And finally, the 2-person co-op horde mode title, Everslaught Invasion, has been delayed to sometime in May. Everslaught allows you to choose from 3 different roles, each excelling at different forms of combat, and then jumping in to battle wave after wave of demonic creatures. You'll level up and unlock new weapons and skills throughout the gameplay, and it's designed to deliver lots of fast-paced combat. Now, I've already spent a few hours in this game, and even released a video on it, so I will include a link to that above. Now, before this video ends, I did mention I would give some hints on the titles that I'm not allowed to talk about, but what I can say is there are 3 App Lab games that will be getting a full Quest Store release, and one of them is a free-to-play title that I absolutely love. We also have 2 Quest ports incoming, one of which is from an older quirky title, and the other one is much more recent, featuring some open world gameplay. Now, those statements right there were vague enough that I won't get in any trouble, but if I missed any games or you have any questions, please let me know what they are down in the comments.
And that was today's video, brought to you by my dad, Mateo311. If you enjoyed it, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up. And if you're new here,
Consider subscribing.
consider subscribing.
Consider subscribing.
Consider subscribing.
Consider subscribing. We'll see you guys on next time.
We'll see you guys on next time.